How to learn English. Leo dreamed of exploring distant lands, vibrant cultures, and engaging with fascinating people from around the globe. His wanderlust was boundless, yet a significant barrier consistently blocked his path forward. This formidable obstacle was his profound struggle with the English language, despite years of formal education in grammar and vocabulary. He felt perpetually trapped in a silent world. Every morning, he would meticulously attempt to immerse himself in English. Podcasts about travel and technology filled his earbuds, but the rapid-fire conversations often blurred into an incomprehensible jumble of sounds. He would diligently try to decipher meaning, yet much of it remained elusive. This constant struggle felt like a heavy weight upon his ambitious shoulders. Watching English movies, even with subtitles, proved to be an equally frustrating experience for him. By the time he read and processed the translation, the scene had already moved on, leaving him perpetually behind the narrative. The nuances of accents and colloquialisms completely eluded his grasp, making genuine comprehension a truly formidable and discouraging task each time. Social gatherings where English speakers were present became an exercise in quiet observation, rather than active participation. Leo yearned to join the lively debates and share his unique perspectives, but the words simply refused to form coherent sentences in his mind. He would rehearse phrases silently, only to freeze when a direct question was posed to him. This daily cycle of aspiration and subsequent disappointment weighed heavily on Leo's spirit. He felt isolated despite being surrounded by potential connections. "My daily day's struggle was not merely a phrase, it was his lived reality, a constant battle against a seemingly insurmountable linguistic wall that hindered his progress and personal growth considerably." One particularly disheartening evening, scrolling through online forums, he stumbled upon a community dedicated to language learning. A seasoned polyglot shared a philosophy that resonated deeply with Leo's quiet despair. The core idea was strikingly simple yet profoundly revolutionary: small, consistent steps, patiently accumulated over time, yield monumental results eventually. The polyglot emphasized starting with foundational activities, building confidence rather than chasing instant fluency. The advice suggested focusing on active engagement, even if it felt awkward initially. Start step-by-step talking became a powerful mantra, a beacon of hope in Leo's previously dim linguistic landscape, offering a tangible path forward. A key recommendation caught Leo's attention immediately: talk in English just 1 page per day. This didn't mean speaking an entire novel, but rather reading aloud a single page of an English book, focusing intently on pronunciation and intonation. This specific, manageable task appealed immensely to his disciplined yet overwhelmed nature. The next morning, Leo retrieved an old, forgotten English novel from his dusty bookshelf. He chose a random page and, taking a deep breath, began to articulate each word slowly and deliberately. His voice wavered at first, and many sounds felt unfamiliar on his tongue, but he persevered through the initial discomfort. This daily ritual began to transform his perception of English learning. Instead of an overwhelming mountain, it became a series of manageable hills. Each day, he would select a new page, carefully articulating the words, trying to mimic the rhythm of native speakers he heard in podcasts. This consistent practice built a quiet confidence gradually. To improve his listening skills, Leo adopted another strategy. He started with very short, simple English stories designed for learners. He would listen multiple times, first without, then with a transcript. This deliberate approach allowed him to catch previously missed words and gradually fine-tune his auditory comprehension over countless repetitions. He meticulously researched how to improve your listening skills, discovering techniques like active listening, predicting what comes next, and focusing on keywords rather than every single word. He practiced these methods while listening to interviews, news reports, and even short documentary clips, enhancing his auditory processing capabilities significantly. Leo also began shadowing native speakers, repeating phrases immediately after hearing them. This technique, though awkward at first, significantly improved his pronunciation and intonation patterns. His tongue started to feel more natural, forming English sounds, reducing his hesitation when attempting to speak spontaneously in real-time conversations. Slowly but surely, the jumbled sounds of English began to coalesce into discernible words and then complete sentences in his mind. He found himself understanding more nuances in movies and catching witty remarks in podcasts that had previously sailed right over his head entirely. Small victories began to accumulate consistently. The next challenge was talking. Leo knew he couldn't hide behind listening and reading forever. He needed to activate his passive knowledge and transform it into active, usable communication. The thought of speaking, especially with strangers, still sent a shiver of anxiety down his spine, yet he knew it was a crucial step. He sought out online language exchange partners, starting with text conversations to build confidence in constructing sentences. Then, gradually, he transitioned to short voice messages, allowing himself time to formulate responses without the immediate pressure of a live conversation. This step-by-step approach was truly invaluable for him. His first live video call with a native speaker was a nerve-wracking experience. His heart pounded, and his mind went blank multiple times. Yet, his partner was patient and encouraging, understanding his struggle. He managed to utter a few simple sentences, a small but significant victory in his personal journey. He learned that fluency wasn't about perfection, but about effective communication. Making mistakes was not a sign of failure, but a natural and inevitable part of the learning process itself. This realization significantly reduced his fear of embarrassment, empowering him to take more risks and speak more freely, regardless of errors. Leo started paying closer attention to how people speak English in natural contexts. He noticed their conversational fillers, their common idioms, and the subtle ways they expressed emotions and opinions. This observation helped him understand the flow of real conversation, beyond just textbook grammar rules and vocabulary lists. He observed how native speakers used body language, facial expressions, and intonation to convey meaning, often more effectively than words alone. This holistic understanding of communication began to replace his rigid focus on just vocabulary. It made his own attempts at speaking more natural and less robotic over time. One afternoon, while at a local coffee shop, he overheard a group of tourists discussing directions. He felt a sudden urge to offer help, a surge of confidence he hadn't experienced before. Taking a deep breath, he approached them, offering assistance in clear, though slightly nervous, English. The tourists were grateful, and a short, spontaneous conversation ensued about their travels and his city. He managed to answer their questions, even adding a few recommendations. This impromptu interaction was a monumental breakthrough for Leo, proving that he could indeed how to talk with anyone in real-life situations. This success fueled his motivation exponentially. He started actively seeking out opportunities to speak, joining local meetup groups for international residents and even offering guided tours of his neighborhood to visiting tourists, transforming his anxieties into exciting new adventures and learning experiences. Each conversation, no matter how brief or flawed, was a stepping stone. He learned to listen for the gist, to ask clarifying questions, and to rephrase when misunderstood. His fear of judgment slowly dissipated, replaced by a genuine curiosity about other people's stories and experiences, fostering deeper connections. He discovered that engaging in a very interesting story with someone wasn't just about perfect grammar, it was about shared humanity and genuine connection. His ability to tell his own story, even simply, or to ask about theirs, became more important than flawless pronunciation, making interactions more meaningful. The journey wasn't without its continued challenges, of course. There were days when he still stumbled over words, felt frustrated by complex phrases, or misunderstood jokes. But now, these moments were viewed as learning opportunities, rather than definitive failures, which was a significant shift in his mindset. He remembered the polyglot's advice: start step-by-step. Talking meant continuous, incremental progress, not overnight miracles. Each small step, each daily page, each whispered sentence accumulated, building a robust foundation of confidence and competence that he could rely on consistently. Leo began to fully embrace the process of learning English as an ongoing adventure. He understood that fluency was a spectrum, not a destination. There was always more to learn, new idioms to discover, and different accents to understand, keeping the journey perpetually fresh and engaging for him. His daily day's struggle transformed into a daily joy of discovery. The initial frustration had given way to an excited anticipation of what new vocabulary or grammatical structure he might encounter and master each day. He was actively shaping his linguistic destiny now, rather than passively observing it. His listening skills became remarkably sharper. He could now follow intricate discussions, appreciate the subtle humor in English stand-up comedy, and even differentiate between various regional accents with surprising accuracy. His world expanded, rich with previously inaccessible information and entertaining content, broadening his horizons. He actively sought out diverse listening materials, documentaries on complex topics, academic lectures, and even fast-paced interviews. He trained his ear to pick out key information amidst background noise and rapid speech, a skill that transferred to many other areas of his life beyond just language. The 1 page per day reading aloud evolved into reading entire chapters, then entire books, not just for pronunciation practice but for pleasure and knowledge acquisition. His vocabulary grew organically from context, and his understanding of complex sentence structures deepened considerably with each passing page. How to talk with anyone became less of a daunting question and more of an exciting opportunity. He realized that most people are incredibly patient and encouraging towards language learners, especially those who make a genuine effort to communicate effectively, fostering a supportive environment. He found that a simple smile and a confident "Hello, I'm learning English" often opened doors to engaging conversations. People appreciated his courage and willingness to practice, creating positive and memorable interactions that boosted his self-esteem immensely each time. The How People Speak English observation phase transformed into an active participation phase. He started mimicking phrases he heard, experimenting with different intonations, and incorporating common expressions into his own speech, making his communication feel more natural and fluid. Leo even started helping other beginners, sharing his journey and offering advice. He emphasized the importance of consistent, small efforts and encouraged them not to be afraid of making mistakes, echoing the wisdom he had received. This act of teaching reinforced his own learning exponentially. He explained how his initial frustration with "my daily day's struggle" had propelled him to seek solutions. He shared his "talk in English just 1 page per day" strategy, highlighting its simplicity and effectiveness in building foundational confidence and improving pronunciation steadily. He recounted the pivotal moment when he decided to start step-by-step talking, moving from passive learning to active engagement. His journey became a very interesting story for others, illustrating the power of perseverance and incremental progress in achieving challenging goals. His newfound linguistic abilities opened up a world of professional opportunities that were previously beyond his reach. He could now confidently attend international conferences, network with global colleagues, and even consider job roles requiring strong English communication skills. Travel became not just a dream, but a tangible reality. He backpacked through Southeast Asia, confidently navigating local markets, engaging with fellow travelers from diverse backgrounds, and truly immersing himself in cultures without the language barrier holding him back anymore. He realized that how to learn English was less about innate talent and more about persistent effort, strategic practice, and a positive mindset. It was a marathon, not a sprint, requiring dedication and the willingness to learn from every single interaction. Improving how to improve your listening skills became a lifelong habit, not just a temporary goal. He continued to challenge himself with increasingly complex audio materials, always striving for deeper comprehension and a richer understanding of spoken English in all its forms. His ability to talk in English just 1 page per day had transformed into effortless conversations, sometimes lasting for hours, covering a myriad of topics with ease and natural fluency. The initial awkwardness was long forgotten, replaced by genuine communicative joy. The memory of his "my daily day's struggle" now served as a powerful reminder of how far he had come, a testament to his resilience and unwavering commitment. It was a source of pride, showcasing his ability to overcome significant personal challenges successfully. He now understood deeply how people speak English in their everyday lives, not perfectly, but functionally, emotionally, and effectively. This human, authentic perspective replaced his earlier perfectionistic ideals, making his own speech more natural. The question, how to talk with anyone, had been definitively answered through countless real-life experiences. He had learned that genuine interest and a willingness to try were far more important than flawless grammar in forging meaningful connections. His life had become a very interesting story in itself, a narrative of transformation from quiet apprehension to confident communication. He shared his journey widely, inspiring others to embark on their own linguistic adventures, showing them the path forward. He continued to remind himself and others to start step-by-step talking, emphasizing that even the smallest spoken phrase contributes to building fluency. Every attempt, every word, every conversation, no matter how brief, matters immensely. Learning English had not just been about acquiring a new skill, it was about personal growth, breaking down internal barriers, and expanding his world in unimaginable ways. It truly unlocked a richer, more connected existence for him now. Leo often reflected on his journey, feeling immense gratitude for the process. From painstakingly reading one page to effortlessly conversing with people from diverse cultures, his life had profoundly changed. English was no longer a barrier, it was a bridge. He felt a deep sense of accomplishment, knowing that his perseverance had paid off handsomely. The early mornings spent articulating words, the evenings deciphering podcasts, all contributed to this beautiful linguistic freedom he now enjoyed every single day. His confidence radiated, not just in English, but in all aspects of his life. The ability to conquer such a significant personal challenge instilled a belief in himself he hadn't possessed before, empowering him to tackle new endeavors boldly. He encouraged everyone to embrace the learning journey, regardless of their starting point or previous failures. The key, he stressed, was consistency and a genuine desire to connect with the world beyond their immediate linguistic boundaries. Every day was still an opportunity to refine his skills further, to learn a new idiom, or to understand a more subtle cultural reference. The joy of continuous improvement kept his motivation high and his mind actively engaged in the process. The world had literally opened up to him, offering countless new experiences and friendships. He could now truly participate in global conversations, share his thoughts without hesitation, and fully experience the richness of cross-cultural exchange. His story served as a powerful testament to the fact that learning English is accessible to anyone with dedication. It's a journey of small, consistent steps leading to monumental personal and professional transformations over time. Leo's initial dream of global exploration was now his everyday reality. He was no longer just observing, he was actively participating, conversing, and thriving in the international community, all thanks to his relentless pursuit of English fluency. He looked forward to every new conversation, every new encounter, knowing that each one brought him closer to a deeper understanding of the language and the diverse people who spoke it, enriching his life immeasurably with every interaction.